Here in the U.S., a couple in Chicago, the woman just back from China, and her husband now has it. It comes as the World Health Organization tonight has now declared the outbreak a global health emergency after a tenfold jump in cases in just a week. And in a sign authorities are taking this very seriously, a cruise ship has been quarantined in an Italian harbor. 7,000 people on board were waiting to find out whether a sick passenger from China had the coronavirus. And those Americans who had been evacuated from China, we showed you the pictures last night to that military base in California. They have now learned that if any of them tests positive for the virus, they'll all be quarantined for 2 weeks. ABC's Steve Osunsami leads us off. He's outside the CDC in Atlanta tonight.
As health officials were declaring a global emergency today, this was the scene outside pharmacies across Asia where they were running out of face masks and people are desperate to protect themselves.
We're all in this together, and we can only stop it together.
Here in the U.S., what authorities have been predicting for more than a week has happened in Chicago, the nation's first person-to-person transmission of coronavirus.
There you
go.
go.
A man in his 60s got it from his wife. She returned from China January 13th, symptom-free, and felt sick 3 days later. Both husband and wife are hospitalized tonight in isolation.
I recognize that this news may raise people's concern, but I want to state clearly that this development is something we have been prepared for.
Outside China, there are now 98 confirmed cases of people sick with this respiratory disease, and 6 of those cases are here in America. The nearly 200 passengers who landed in California from Wuhan, China Wednesday are learning some disturbing news tonight. If just one of them tests positive for the coronavirus, they all may need to remain in quarantine at this military base for 2 weeks.
Our accommodations here on base.
It's supposed to be voluntary, and they were supposed to be able to leave by Saturday. A passenger who tried to get up and leave today was ordered by authorities to stay. Inside China, an epidemic. More than 8,000 people are sick and more than 170 dead. More cases than the SARS outbreak that swept through that country in 2003. Hundreds of Americans are still stuck there trying to get home. Priscilla Dickey and her daughter are 2 of them.
It's an interesting feeling. You're trapped, you're isolated.
U.S. authorities are scheduling another flight to Wuhan, China to pick up stranded Americans, and it could fly as early as Monday. In Italy, a coronavirus scare nearly ended this cruise. Our correspondent, Maggie Rulli, is there.
More than 6,000 passengers and crew were trapped on this cruise ship for more than 12 hours after a woman started showing flu-like symptoms. Now, a short time ago, her test came back negative for coronavirus, but authorities say this cruise ship quarantine shows just how high anxiety is right now around the globe.
There's a possible vaccine that's on the way, but it's still months away from clinical trials.
It's a year.
All right, so
it's a year away before it even hits. Don't let him lie.
So many watching this unfold, not only here in the U.S., but around the world. What are the symptoms of coronavirus, and who are authorities saying are most susceptible?
Well, authorities say that the symptoms are fever, cough, and shortness of breath, and they're really paying attention to anyone who has traveled to or from the affected region. But they point out that these symptoms are very similar to the flu, which has been much more deadly. They say in the U.S. this season, more than 8,000 estimated deaths in the U.S. this flu season alone. David?
Steve Osunsami leading us off tonight. Thank you, Steve, and we'll stay on it. We're going to turn now to the impeachment trial of President